In this video I will show you how I implemented the gravity of Super Mario Galaxy in Unity engine. When I talk about Mario's Galaxy gravity, I don't just mean that we can walk around the planet, but also that this gravity can pull us in different directions in certain places, no matter where I am on the planet. For example, we can see how gravity changes when we get on this platform, but perhaps a better example is this other area, where the gravity changes completely. Or in this one, the gravity is definitely not following the gravity of the planet. There are also other planets that are not spherical, they have other shapes, like this one that looks like a squashed planet, or this one that looks like two planets merged together. I am going to implement this using something I call gravity areas, which are basically going to be used to determine the gravity of a character depending on what zone they are in. The first thing I did was to add a Mario's model from poly.google, and I added some animations from Mixamo. Then I added a rigid body with some basic movement. Now we have a working Mario which just falls to the ground because it uses the engine's gravity. But now, if I add a sphere, we will have a problem because Mario will continue to fall forever. This is where we have to start playing with gravity, so that it always pushes towards the center of the planet. We can easily get the direction where the gravity has to point because we have the position of Mario and the planet. But now, how do we make the engine change this gravity? The first thing that comes to my mind is to change it dynamically, and yes, you can. But what would happen if we add a Goomba or another enemy? If Mario is below the planet, the gravity would push him up, but the same thing would happen to Goomba. That's why we have to discard this option. Instead, we are going to manage gravity ourselves. So I'm going to disable it in the rigid body, and I'm going to create my own component called gravity body. This component is going to be in charge of adding the gravity force to my character, so I can have different characters with different gravity forces. Also, it will be in charge of rotating the characters, so they always are standing up. Now we can start implementing the gravity areas. In a few words, the gravity area will have a collider which will detect when a character collides. So when that happens, the area will be registered in the gravity body, so this component can apply the correct gravity depending on which gravity area it is. For example, this gravity area occupies the size of this sphere plus an extra in case that Mario jumps. And it works like I mentioned before, it gets the gravity direction using the position of the character and the center of the sphere. Also, this implementation can be used in order to make the gravity work in a different planet like this. It's just about creating 3 gravity zones. As we can see, there are 2 gravity areas with a sphere shape and a central one which is a cube. It's obviously possible for Mario to jump from one planet to another, because when he leaves the gravity area, the gravity of that area ceases to apply and the gravity of another area begins to apply. But what happens if we want to implement something like this? In this case, we are walking inside the planet. It's just as easy as creating a new gravity area with a different implementation, which can also use the position of the character and the planet, but pushing in the opposite direction. Then, combining these 2 gravity areas, we can make something like this, where we have different gravity when we are outside or inside the planet. We also have to implement a new gravity area for this case, where there is a platform on the planet. The same thing as before, we'll create a new implementation where the gravity area always pushes the character downwards. And one last implementation would be a gravity area that calculates the direction of the gravity using Mario's position and a chosen position, and not necessarily the gravity zone position. I also implemented the priority, because maybe we want a gravity area to have more priority to another one. It's possible to have different implementations for different cases. It's also possible to create more complex gravity areas. The only limit is your imagination. With the implementations I did today, we can kind of recreate one of the first levels of the game. I'm Romita, just a random indie game developer. Please push the like button if you liked it and leave a comment with your thoughts. And by the way, the source code is on my GitHub. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.